Hey guys, how's it going? I'm just here. I'm going to talk to you for a minute about what defines you. What are you looking at in your life, and what if somebody asks you who you are? What defines you? Uh, the movie Overcomer, I think it's out on DVD now, but it came out in the theaters, and the biggest part of that movie was, what are you going to allow to define you? Who you are in Christ is who you are. The world defines you as this. Your family may define you as something else. We think of different people like Michael Jordan, the basketball player. If I was to ask you who he is, you would say he's a basketball player, but is that who he is? Or is that just what he does or what he has done? We put labels and we define people all the time. You look in the Webster's dictionary, uh, any word in the dictionary, and you may find 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different definitions depending on how it's used in the Bible. And the thing about the dictionary is somebody had to make that definition. Some man, some woman had to make that definition. They had to say, love means this. Uh, or it may be a group that gets together. I don't know who defines the dictionary, the Webster's dictionary. But somebody had to put a definition on it. And I think a lot of us, we have allowed people to put definitions on us. We have walked around with the definition of who we are. I'm so-and-so's son. I'm so-and-so's husband. I'm so-and-so's wife. And we've allowed that to define our lives. And that's just who we are. That's just what we're about. But God's called you to be something. And are we walking in that calling, or are we walking in our own definition? Like I said, the movie Overcomer is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. But this little girl that's in there, she comes on to a cross country team. Now, the first time she's out there, she's out there running, but she's got this inhaler with her. A lot of us out there are defined by our condition. We're defined by our lifestyle, whether we're rich or whether we're poor. We're defined by a lot of things in this world, but what are you really defined as? What do you really take hold to and say, this is who I am? And when we look at that and when we look at who I am in relation to what God has called us to be and what God's called us to do, see, one thing that I love about God and one thing that I preach a lot is that God has a purpose for all of us. God has a plan for all of us. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans that I have for you. For you. That means he has a plan laid out. He's up there and he's got a plan laid out for your life. He knows exactly who you are. Do you? Do you know who you are? In the first part of Jeremiah, in the first book, he talks about, before you was formed in your mom's womb, I knew you. A lot of times we are known by God, and we don't even realize it. Now he's talking to Jeremiah here, and he said, before I knew you, before you was formed in your mama's womb, I knew you. And I called you. And I have a plan for your life. And he says, you've been called to be a prophet. God has a plan for your life. God has a purpose for your life. Are you walking in it? Are you talking in it? Or are you being defined by everything around you? Well, I have to be this, or I have to be that. Are you defined by your purpose, or are you defined by your status in life, or the car you drive, or the house you live in, or what are you defined by today? That's the question I want to leave you with. What are you defined by today?